Hey everyone! Today I'm excited to show you two amazing ant colonies that just arrived. Each colony has around 40 energetic workers, and there's already an impressive number of eggs. Both colonies are thriving and ready to grow. Can't wait to see how they develop. The toolkit was hidden at the bottom of the foam box, so when I first opened it, I didn't see it and thought they had stopped including it. It felt a bit disappointing. Although these small tools are not very useful for experienced players, I still feel that receiving official accessories in the package gives a sense of satisfaction, making the purchase feel more worthwhile. Here's another ant colony I've been raising, featuring 2 queens. Initially, I started with a small group of 20 to 30 males, but after some time without much attention, more than half didn't make it, and the remaining ones weren't in great shape. I decided to merge them, and luckily, the process went smoothly. Since the number of males is still quite low, I've decided to get another colony with a larger male population to strengthen the colony. I'm using a basic dual-chamber setup. To modify it, I remove the chamber, block it with cotton, unscrew the bolts, and take out the mesh separator. The small hole lets only medium and small workers pass through. Finally, I install the chamber into the pathway and reconnect it to the main habitat. Alright, the simple system for merging ant colonies is ready. I'll start by connecting a test tube and introducing the nest with 2 queens. Then, I'll pour the newly purchased colony into the main living area. Finally, all that's left is to release the queens into the test tube. There are still plenty of eggs inside, which I'll carefully separate later. As for the worker ants, no worries. They'll naturally find their way to their queens. Next up, I have another ant colony with 80 hardworking soldiers. I've also set up a brand new home for them. I'll be releasing them directly into their new nest, and after a night, I'll check in to see how well they've settled in. The ant colony, which consists of 2 queens, seems to be struggling. Initially, there weren't many males, but after just one night, many of them perished. Those that survived were dragged away, leaving only 3 males in the nest. The remaining males and eggs were transferred to another test tube. The worker ants seem clueless, with no sign of hiding or organizing properly. Even the 2 lonely males next to them don't seem to care, instead crowding together in the same test tube. After tidying up the living area, I checked on the ant colonies. They've settled well into their new homes and are generally thriving. The number of eggs and larvae is looking great. However, I noticed that their current space seems a bit cramped, so I decided to expand their environment with another test tube, giving them the chance to explore and grow even further. Now, let's take a look at my other ant colonies. First up, we have the colony with over 20 queens. I designed the setup myself, and the top protective layer has accumulated some dust that needs cleaning. This system is designed to connect seamlessly with the large feeding trough network in the store, offering unlimited expansion potential. This setup can hold up to 27 queen ants, but I currently have 24. Only 1 has been removed, leaving 23 healthy ants with full abdomens. Unfortunately, I wasn't careful enough in the past, leading to the loss of several worker ants and some trash around the nest. The humidity control system, with a small number of eggs, is next to the colony. The magnetic water reservoir is easy to refill with a push, and each side has its own humidity compartment. Since the worker count is low, the water hasn't been added yet. It's also easy to clean the water container if needed, which is much more convenient than fixed systems. Normally, I feed them in the center area, which acts as a small living space. There's also a separate lid on top to keep everything secure. Since the number of workers is still small, I haven't expanded their living area yet. Once the colony grows stronger, I'll adjust accordingly. I've also placed a water bottle nearby, so if the queen gets thirsty, she can help herself to a drink. I've put in a lot of effort to unite the queen ants, and this is my first successful setup. Unfortunately, the second setup has been neglected for months, gathering dust, with nothing but the remains of dead ants inside. Due to the design having too many exits, the queen became disoriented and wandered aimlessly. Within just a few days, the ant population significantly dwindled, with almost all the workers being wiped out. I initially planned to intervene and try to save them, but seeing how bad the situation was, I decided to let them run their course and survive, or not, on their own. This is another ant colony, but with a twist. There are 4 queens. You might find it hard to believe, and honestly, I was skeptical at first too. Each queen was originally kept separately, but somehow, all of them managed to escape and end up together in the same test tube. It's getting a bit cramped in there, so I'm planning to expand their space with a new test tube soon. Finally, we have the nest with 7 queens. They've been in their new system for 3 weeks now and seem to have settled in well. There were some minor conflicts at first, but everything is peaceful now. The workers are quite obedient. There aren't any major ants yet, but if they appear in the future, there might be some competition. Right now, the main goal is for the queens to start laying eggs. The temperature is stable, the food supply is plentiful, and now it's just a matter of waiting. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it to show your support.